Good morning. So, it is Friday morning, and I've got to get used to it. See, I'm like right in the center of the screen, but the camera part's over there, so I gotta look right there. It is Friday morning, and it's the start of a weekend. Thank God. And I just wanted to make a video for my blog or Instagram. Actually, I don't know how to upload a video to Instagram. Maybe Facebook. And then we'll just share it on Instagram. I want to make a video because I haven't in a while. Last video I made on my YouTube channel was about the current flare-up I was having with my trigeminal neuralgia. So anyway, I've got my cup of coffee. It says I'm allergic to mornings, which I totally am. I don't like getting up early, but I also can't sleep late. I don't know if anyone else has that problem. I wake up at 5 o'clock when my husband wakes up for him to get ready for work. And even on Saturdays, I think that my body is so used to waking up at 5. I still technically wake up at 5, and then I'll just lay there for like an hour. There was one time that I did sleep till about 7:45, and I woke up with a huge headache because my body is used to having coffee around 5:15. So I wanted to show y'all something. Mother's Day is coming up, and yesterday, okay, here's a cool story. Yesterday, I got home from work, and my husband was pulling up, and he got out of the car, same time I got out of the car, and he was like walking around the back side of the car, and I was like, what are you doing? And he presents me with these gorgeous coral colored flowers. I have no idea, well, we have no idea what kind of flowers they are, but they're super pretty. And he was like, well, I felt like buying you flowers, and I was like, that's so sweet, thank you. So we walk up to the front door, and there's a box in front of the door, and I was like, what did you do? Like, what are you doing? And he was like, that's not for me, that's not mine. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Well, outside the box it says Bath and Body Works, and it's got my name on it. And I was like looking at him, and I was like, I didn't order anything, because we've been doing Dave Ramsey. If you don't know what Dave Ramsey is and the Total Money Makeover, you need to go look into it. Go to like Google right now and learn the 7 baby steps on how to get out of debt and save your money, because it is awesome. We just finished our course on base. Shout out to Shannon Baker and her husband for facilitating it, and it was awesome. We learned so much in a course of, I believe it was about 10 weeks total. In a course of about 10 weeks, we paid off a little over $3,000 in debt. And at the rate we're going with our snowball, we will be debt-free probably by next April. So that's awesome. Anyway, back to my story. I told him, I was like, I didn't buy anything. I didn't go online and buy anything. As much as I would love to go on a shopping spree with Bath and Body Works, I did not buy anything. So we get inside, and I open it up, and it's a candle, and I'll show it to you because I have it right here. That's best mom ever. And oh my god, guys, it smells heavenly. At first I thought it was like vanilla because it has a real like strong vanilla scent, but then the more I smelled it, you can definitely tell it's not just vanilla. You know how sometimes they mix vanilla with something else, but it's okay. So anyway, I'm looking at the package, or this paper, the packing slip, and it says pistachio ice cream candle, which if anyone knows me, that is my absolute favorite ice cream in the whole wide world. Sorry, I can't get enough of this candle. Anyway, so my mom and my dad, I'm sure my mom was the one who picked it out, and my dad was just like, hey, go for it. But my mom sent me this beautiful candle for early Mother's Day present. So I just wanted to say thank you, Mom and Dad, for the lovely candle. I absolutely love it. It smells amazing. I haven't burnt it yet, or I haven't like lit it yet, but I did have it open like this yesterday while I was writing, and my whole entire desk area smelled amazing. So thank you so much for getting me this gift. It was very thoughtful of you. And if anyone is not friends with my mom on Facebook, or you don't know my family in real life, my grandfather is suffering from cancer, and he is in hospice right now, which if anyone knows medical terminology knows that that's not good. I believe the last prognosis report that I was given from my mom was that the doctor said about 24 to 48 hours. So just keep my family in your prayers right now, and my mom especially, because that's her dad, and I don't handle death very well. It makes me uncomfortable a little bit. I don't know why, because I don't know, maybe I'm desensitized to it with all of the Bones and CSI episodes I've watched. I'm not sure. But I'm not going to pretend to know what my mom's going through right now. I've never lost a parent, knock on wood, that that doesn't happen anytime in the future, or in the near future. So anyway, I wanted to get on this morning, make a video, show you my candle. Just kind of start my morning off good, Sometimes you just need a positive Friday morning. I have to work today, so that'll be fun. I have nothing to say about that other than I have to work today. I guess I could talk about my book for a minute. So I'm writing a book, and it's been, I don't know what the word is. It's been a challenge. It's been a lot of emotion. It's been a challenge. It's been encouraging. It's been freeing for me to write this story. It's also been hard at times because this storyline, although fiction, is based on some truth from my past. So I'll leave it at that till I actually write it. And if you are at all interested in anything I just said about it, hopefully it'll get published, and then one day you can go and maybe buy a copy. That would be great. My goal, though, I have goals. I've always had goals, but I have a goal thanks to Rachel Hollis, who in her second book, Girls Stop Apologizing, talked about everyone's got goals, everyone's got dreams, but if someone were to ask you what your goal is, like where do you see yourself in 10 years, you pretty much have like a narrowed down, like there's a lot of things you want to do, but in the forefront of your mind you have like a specific goal, a specific dream. So my goal, my dream, is to write this book and to get it published, whether that is through a publishing company or whether I self-publish it. I don't care. It's gonna get published. I'm believing it. Excuse me. And the goal is to have the book published. And if this book only touches one life and changes one person's perspective about things, without giving too much away, I believe that I will have written that book. Well, first of all, let me just back up. I believe that in writing this book, it is a healing journey for me. So first and foremost, I already know it's going to change at least one life because I will have written it, and that will have been a huge accomplishment for me. So if it can change someone else that I've never even met before, if it can change their life, if they can read it and they can change their perspective on things, if they can recognize areas that in their own life that the book brought out, that they're able to recognize and fix or, change, then I feel like I will have written my book and it will have done its purpose. Ultimately, though, I'm hoping that this book goes like crazy viral, and my ultimate goal is to be a best-selling author. Rachel Hollis talked about her being a best-selling author, and it took like a decade, I think, 10 years. And she told a lovely little story in her second book about the day that she got the phone call that Girl Wash Your Face had reached #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list, and she had a bottle of very expensive champagne, I believe, that she had saved, and she had taped a piece of paper onto it that said best-selling author. So I thought that was really interesting, very cool, very motivating towards me, because I see a lot of myself in her. There's a lot of chapters in both of her books that I'm like, damn, I could have wrote that. So if you haven't checked out Rachel Hollis's books, Girl Wash Your Face is the first one, Girl Stop Apologizing is the second one. Both of them are, I don't know about currently, but I know at one point they were both #1 on the New York Times best-selling list. She's just phenomenal. So if you haven't read her books, please go check those out. They're at Walmart, they're at Target, they're at Sam's Club. So if you have a Sam's or a Costco, go buy a copy. Definitely worth the money. Her entire second book is probably underlined and highlighted for me. So anyway, back to my book. Can you tell I like her books? I talk about them a lot. With my book and getting it published, or even before it gets published, I want to get into speaking. I want to get my name out there, my presence out there, in telling my story. Those of you who are close enough to me know what my story is, so I'm not really going to talk about it right now. My story is still being written, but my past with my story is what I most want to talk to people about, what I most want to share with people. I think it needs to be heard. There's a lot of articles, commercials, things these days about mental health, and I believe that a lot of people are starting to realize how important mental health is, how important it is to talk to somebody if you're struggling with things. And I knew that it could help me, but I didn't know how much it could help me. And so I've actually been seeing a therapist for a couple months now. Yeah, a few months. And she's awesome. But it has really helped me like dig deep and realize that I hadn't processed everything that I've gone through in the past. And it's helped me see how important it is and how many other people, honestly, that go through the same thing and they don't know where to turn. So that's kind of what I want to start doing. I would love to start speaking to people at events or conferences or whatever. And I realize that that's not going to happen overnight, but that's ultimately my goal, is to share my story and hope that it resonates in somebody else. So, anyway, I hope that everybody has a happy Friday and a good weekend. I will have a kid-free weekend. Munchkin's going to her dad's, so she'll be spending some time with dad and sister and brother. And I will be getting some much needed writing in because husband's gotta work an overnight shift. So anyway, I hope everyone has a happy Friday. Have a great weekend. I love you all. Thanks so much for sitting here and watching me talk for almost 17 minutes. I appreciate that. And I'll talk later.